Hey, Ishumi from OVERDRIVE, and you're looking at an engine. Do you know what engine that is? That's the new Royal Enfield parallel twin. Finally confirmed, it's a 650cc parallel twin, not a 750 like everybody speculated. The reason for the difference in the displacement is Royal Enfield says, and I would tend to agree, that 750 may be a jump too big for a 500cc customer. Upgrading 650 allows them to access all kinds of customers, people who are used to big machines as well as people who are new to big machines and don't want something very challenging. That's also the reason why the power and the torque outputs are relatively modest for an engine like this. To give you a reference, if you were to take a 600cc inline 4 or 650cc inline 4 like the CBR 650F, you're talking 90 PS. If you take a very powerful single cylinder 650 like say the KTM 690 Duke, you're talking 75-80 PS. If you look at the Ninja 650 as an example, you're still in the 68-65 PS range. That makes 47 PS at 7,000 RPM. It makes 53 Newton meters of torque at 4,000 RPM. Royal Enfield says it's a fat torque curve, it's easy to ride, but it can go quite quickly if you want. Motorway speeds are entirely possible. It's one customer that Royal Enfield hasn't been able to get so far because the current Royal Enfields just don't do motorway speeds easily. This thing will. So that's the background on which this engine is designed, and despite the way it looks, and it looks like this because the 1948 500 twin inspired the engine cases as it were. Despite the way it looks, it's a thoroughly modern engine. So that's an 8-valve head SOHC configuration. It's got a slip assist clutch to ensure that the lever effort is low. The alternator is oversized so that when Royal Enfield when Royal Enfield introduces genuine accessories, they can be powered by the engine itself. In that way, it's a completely modern engine, and it's obviously the newest engine. As I say this to you, we are 2 days to go to the Milan show, and we believe that Royal Enfield will show 2 motorcycles powered by this engine at the Milan show. Both will be pre-production prototypes, and the final motorcycles will only see the light of day in April 2018. That's the intended plan. Royal Enfield says the international rollout will be slow. It will take place throughout the year 2018. But we are expecting India to be in one of the first markets. We don't have a confirmation yet. And if that is the case, then this motorcycle should go on sale by April. And they have confirmed that the motorcycle will have ABS, which becomes mandatory in April. We have seen some forms of the prototype. So we're expecting one cafe racer and one motorcycle with a normal street style handlebar. I am not moving around in this video primarily because there's a turntable and I'm not allowed to step on that, but I can actually turn the engine. So if you'd like to look at the other side, in theory it's a little heavy, but we can rotate this engine and show you the other side of what it looks like. So that's what this engine looks like, and as I said, we'll be powering 2 motorcycles that should appear by April. Royal Enfield is talking about these engines and the motorcycles being accessible. There is a pricing element to that, there is a power element to that, which we've already talked about. So if they're made in India, their prices should be really good. I'm not supposed to be speculating about price, but I'm a journalist, I can't help it, right? So an engine like this, 5.5 lakh rupees, I think would be excellent pricing, depending on what this final spec turns out to be. We did see the motorcycle being ridden at the Bruntingthorpe Proving Ground today by their test rider. It looks good, it sounds good, and that's the story that we know so far. Watch out for more coming from the Milan show live as this thing is revealed. I think it's set for about 8:30 p.m. India time on Tuesday. These stories are going live, of course, right now, and expect this engine to power a lot more Royal Enfields in the future. So first we have 2 motorcycles that I think will be there, the Cafe Racer and the normal. This might be the basis for something like a bigger Himalayan, a proper adventure tourer style kind of motorcycle that comes later. And obviously this is part of a product plan, so there will be more Royal Enfields in the future as well. This is OVERDRIVE coming to you from the Royal Enfield's new UK Technical Centre at Bruntingthorpe, which is close to Leicester in the United Kingdom.